Oh, what's going to be the cold open? Ain't nothing cold about this open because it's hot out here.
It is hot.
Goodness gracious.
I just want to... I'll wait.
For what?
I was just going to say how you was trying to... You wore that before, and I got clothes that are the same. Say something about me wearing the same dress that I wore before.
I mean, they're going to say something now.
I don't care.
Now they're going to scour the internet and be all
I don't
like,
care.
she wore this 18 times.
I could definitely send you my Cash App to send me some funds towards the new outfit. Other than that.
Yep, I wear this all the time. So you can also send me Cash App stuff. That's what we do.
Other than it, I don't want to hear it.
What's up?
That is not your whole line, bruh.
Oh.
I should have just let you go with it.
Oh,
I should have just, that's proof that I'm actually the better Z. So I'm the bigger person because I let you fix it. Because I really could have just ran with that right now, but I didn't.
And then I would have edited it.
But I didn't. You always starting to edit stuff and you never ever do it. Everything being there. The only thing you stuck to was not close-ups on that one episode.
Oh, so hard. What's up? I'm Z.
Actually, I'm Z.
I was Z first.
It really doesn't matter. I'm the better Z.
Never.
And we're here to spill some tea. And if you don't want to hear our tea, then deuces.
Deuces, the name of the show. Let's get into the tea. Fun fact, that opener that we do was just done off rip the very first time.
Rip.
And we've just stuck with it because it was so cold.
Period.
The power of Z.
You know what I'm saying?
Just saying.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. The tea.
So I have two topics. I'm going to let you choose what we talk about first. We can talk about Ryan from Ryan's Toy Review or Ozempic. So which one do you want to talk about first? We're going to talk about both regardless.
I mean, first, if it's just off of presentation. I mean, the way you provided the Ozempic.
You know?
And that's the stuff. Are you on that?
I just started. Absolutely not.
That's the weight loss stuff, right?
That's the weight loss stuff.
I saw a South Park episode.
Notes.
A lot of my education of current events comes from South Park. Judge away. And it was all these mothers that were on Ozempic, and they were like rolling. They all had their shirts rolled up with 6-packs, and they were like, "Oh!" And Randy started taking. They're like, "Oh, you coming to the party because you're on Ozempic?" And like this big old drug thing, and then Cartman was trying to get skinny. I'm gonna leave it there because I don't want to spoil it for nobody. But
right, because I'm like, I low key want to go watch this episode.
That's where I learned about us, because you know South Park is satire, which they talk about real stuff in a satirical way, but the stuff they be talking about be real.
It be coming true.
I be looking it up and I'm all like, stop playing.
They be knowing.
That's crazy. But yeah, so that's what I heard about Ozempic. But what about it? What
so, you know, a bunch of celebrities are taking it. Some are lying about it. Some are being truthful. But there is an author named Johann Hari. He is British. And he wrote books like, I had the books pulled up and now it's Indeed.
So
I
you
am
said
not
celebrities are taking Ozempic and not having
everybody's
liposuction?
Taking it now, but they're taking Ozempic and trying to pretend that they're just like putting in work at the gym, which is wild because people can tell that it's Ozempic. Okay. Johann Hari wrote Stolen Focus, which is about why you can't focus, Lost Connections, which is about depression. So he does different things. He's done TED Talks. And his latest book is called Magic Pill. And it's about Ozempic, which he took himself.
So he's cut up. He's got muscles.
And is currently taking. No. But he lost a lot of weight. And he stopped eating a bucket of chicken from the chicken shop, which is just KFC. It's just a KFC, but they call it the chicken shop over there. I'm like, it's KFC, bro.
The chicken shop.
The chicken shop. The chicken shop.
Stop eating the bucket from the chicken shop.
I really respect him because although he's taking it, He's very upfront about some of the side effects.
What are the side effects?
The benefits.
Other than losing weight?
Well, let's talk about that. So it's a GLP-1, which is
I
something
know
your
exactly
body
what that is.
can create. And your brain also creates GLP-1s, they have discovered. So it can react a way to...
like if you start taking GLP-1, your brain will stop producing it because you're taking it. In A&P physiology, anatomy physiology, I learned that if you take something naturally that your body produces naturally, you run the risk of your body ceasing to produce it because you're taking it, and your body's like, I'm not gonna.
It kind of like doubles and rewires your brain to where it messes with your reward system. So
you become more athletic or less athletic?
It can kind of like numb you maybe. And all this is alleged because half the scientists are saying it's true, half the scientists are saying it's not true.
So the scientists being paid to use it are saying that's not true.
Right.
And the scientists that are being real are like, yo,
right.
Opioids, again, wake up.
Right.
Allegedly.
The most problematic side effects, I would say, would be the pancreatitis is a side effect, which apparently is horribly painful. Feels like knives stabbing you.
In your pancreas?
In your pancreas. Correct. Good job. Pancreatitis. Itis is inflammation. Inflammation of the pancreas.
For the viewers who don't know.
There was a woman in North Carolina who he talked to for his book who started Ozempic. 6 weeks later, she was visiting her daughter in another state, said she woke up in the worst pain of her life, worse than childbirth. She was puking. She was pooping all over herself.
But
went to the emergency room.
She had abs.
Went to the emergency room and they're like, it's pancreatitis. Are you an alcoholic? She's like, no. Second follow-up question is, oh, are you on Ozempic?
Is that
second question?
Is that how it was? You're not an alcoholic? Okay, we know exactly what this is.
Must be the Ozempic.
We got it. We got another one. Cheryl, yeah.
Right. So she was able, to get the help because she caught it and recovered, but she said it was horrible.
If she wouldn't have caught it, her pancreas would have been gone. Is that?
I feel like you can maybe die from it if it's that bad. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But if it's that bad, this woman has had children and she was like, it was worse than childbirth. And she was also pooping herself. Like, that's crazy.
I mean, I've pooped myself before. Chicken strips, Carl's Jr. Not a good batch. Had to throw up and poop at the same time.
Oh, that's like norovirus.
Is it? It was just like one time. I think I have a pretty strong stomach from the Navy food.
Yeah.
But it's like just one session.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I'm back to normal. But
like norovirus is the same thing. You throw up and have to have diarrhea at the same time.
I think they call it a double-sided dragon.
But there's an actual virus called noro that does that. And my first encounter with it was when I was a caregiver in memory care. Memory care and viruses don't really mix because these people have dementia. We are in their home. We cannot isolate them. We can try. It's not going to work. So I remember standing in the dining room and looking over and just seeing sweet little miss. I'm not going to say her name. I'm sure she's passed on by now, but still. I'm just like, oh no, are you okay? Oh no. And then she pukes. And then this one pukes. And then that one shits. It's just everybody.
Did you have a mask on?
After that.
And gloves?
And then we had to have our own separate entrance to the building. And then at that time, I would stop outside when I got home. I would take my clothes off, throw them in the washer, go shower, and then go pick up the kids from daycare. Never caught it, thank God. I also remember mom had it one time. And my mom is the strongest woman.
Really quick. You're like, oh, I'm not going to say her name. But you immediately throw our mother under the bus.
Well, listen.
Go ahead.
I didn't say that she was doing all that in public. She's the strongest woman I know. I've never feel like I've seen her just like super vulnerable in my life until she had that.
I've seen her vulnerable several times because I'm her actual child. But go ahead.
Wow. And as we were walking in the bathroom, we were at the church, and I was like, Mom, and even still, I was like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. But she's a soldier. She's an angel.
Yeah, she's like that.
She's an inspiration.
It's like,
she's amazing.
It might be painful, but it's just from throw up.
Right.
It's just a bullet wound. It's just a broken limb.
Right.
It's not going to take me out, okay?
It's fine.
God.
Right. Without God.
Yeah.
I could do nothing.
Yep. That's our mother.
She's the best. Anyways, back to
Our
Ozempic.
mother, our actual mother, because
Right.
everybody tried to claim her as their mom, but you
Right. Like she birthed this.
know what I'm saying?
We the bloodline for real. But she does have many kids out there who claim her, but we are the lucky ones to have been borned by her. Anyway, how did we get there? Oh, because pancreatitis and pooping yourself. Got it. That's called spider webbing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad you're able to keep up. Because I had a therapist told me that men aren't able to keep up with that. Clearly you could. Fist bump it. Fist bump it. Fist bump it. All right. So back to Ozempic. So the pancreatitis, Michelle was her name, the lady that had it. Another risk is, and apparently this is rare, but it can up your chances of thyroid cancer 50 to 75%. Now, that does not mean that there's a 50 to 75% chance that you will get it. It means whatever your chances were of already getting it, it's now 50 to 75% more.
Okay, you said the same thing.
Okay, I just want to make sure that people understand
if you're saying
that.
It doesn't mean you have a 50% chance of getting it, but it increases at 50%, that means you have a 50% chance of getting it.
No.
Say it again.
Thyroid cancer is super rare.
You're saying, but it increases your chances.
But whatever your chances already are. So let's say it's already 5%. It increases it 50 to 75% of whatever your percentage already is.
So why is there a disclaimer? It's the same thing.
I don't know. The doctor guy who wrote these books said it like that. He's not even a doctor. The British guy who wrote the book said it like that.
Just to be clear.
Basically, because
it doesn't mean that you... He's like, it doesn't mean you have the chance. Your chance just increases by this percentage.
I feel like he had to do that because there was probably somebody on Twitter who was like, I've been on Ozempic, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, so he will say, your chances are increased 50%.
Right, which we understand, but I feel like there are people out there
are increased 50%.
Don't understand.
There's a 50% chance on top of whatever.
Right.
So at minimum, it's 50%.
Right.
That's math.
So I feel like that's a little risky. You can lose muscle because if you're not eating enough, because you just it stops your appetite. There's also a chance of anxiety, and I thought it was suicidal ideation, but they were saying suicidalation. So I'm like, is that just the combination of the two words? I didn't Google it, but
it sounds like the exact same thing.
You know, a lot of people are going to have to take it for life because if you stop it, you gain 70% of your weight back within a year. So, and that's what this guy was saying. He was like, for me, I'm probably going to be taking this for like the next 40 years. And
40?
40. He was like, and I don't know. He said for him personally, the thing that scares him the most is he doesn't know the long-term effects. He's like, it's so new. We don't know it. And people try to be like, oh, well, diabetics have been taking it forever. And it's just like, it's not the same. Right?
Why?
The diabetics need it for their diabetes.
Well, but if they've been taking it forever, it's all like you can judge the side effects from them long term.
I would say yes and no. There's the diabetics ones who get it prescribed. It's a lot more controlled. These ones that you could just go out and get now, the dosage is higher. Right now, with the regular,
that's what South Park was talking about.
Yeah,
they were talking. So like,
because there's companies coming out.
That's why like training them, bro. Train Matt, bro. They be they raise awareness, and I feel like that's how you use your platform when you're an artist. I just want to say that. But all of that was, and they tied it in with some other stuff with Lizzo. I'm not gonna talk about that, but yeah, it was like. They were trying to get it for Cartman, and it was like your medical insurance doesn't cover it. So he was trying to find other ways, and all these other people who had money were taking it just to take it. But Cartman actually needed it per his doctor because he's morbidly obese. So he was like, "You need this." So he couldn't get it because his insurance wasn't covering it. But people that had the money were doing all these things to go backdoor to get it. So it was kind of like, "Yo, what in the world?" So
true to life.
I'm hearing.
Literally,
I'm
that's
hearing
what's
the same
happening
thing when you're saying this.
Literally, that's what's happening to the point where there was a time where people who were diabetic could not even get it and they needed it.
And that's why they were talking
I
about
respect this dude because he said, I'm someone who takes it who's not diabetic. And I feel like I contributed to that problem. And I feel so bad about it because instead of taking their Ozempic, they were having to get on insulin or something like that, he was saying. But he was like, they actually need it. And he was saying that he thinks he had to weigh his risks, right? He was like, I'm super obese. I have heart problems in my family. So that's risky, staying obese and continuing to eat a bucket of chicken from the chicken shop.
A bucket of chicken from the chicken shop. I blame the pharmaceutical companies, their pharmaceutical system. And Mark Cuban is working on, I forgot what it's called. I saw him on the Daily Show. And he was talking about putting how much the actual medicines cost the companies to get it. And just making it to where you can go to the website to get the actual medicine versus going through the insurance, because it really does seem like a racket. Because Caleb, right, our son, was born premature. He was on the oxygen, and we get a check. I mean, we get a receipt, but we don't pay for it because it was TRICARE covered it. We're in the military. That's what covers you. But we saw how much it cost, and it's all like, it costs this much to have the little machine that tell you the oxygen levels, and it goes do 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 when it goes down. And it's like probably like extra 1,000 something it would be like a month if we didn't have medical insurance. And it just seems like, does it really cost this much? Because it doesn't seem like this is brand new top of the line equipment. It seemed like, kind of like basic equipment, which I'm sure it costs money, but it's a cost that much to have to charge this. And I feel like it's a racket in the sense that we'll charge them for the insurance and then we'll pay this much. And it's like, who's pocketing the 80%? It's probably like an 80% spread. 80% of this money is going to somebody's pocket because it's only about 20% what they're actually paying with how much it costs to make it and distribute it. And then they're like, all right, we're going to charge you this much and we're going to charge them this much, but we're really just charging each other and pocketing it between the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies, which is the stuff like that be happening, like new medication and stuff like that. So yeah, it's crazy. I don't know. I don't have any kind of idea of a system to replace it, but I feel like Mark Cuban is on the definitely like right path. Like,
sure.
Look stuff up. He's like, I forgot the website. Just look up Mark Cuban and pharmaceuticals or something like that, and it'll probably pop up, and it just tells you the actual price of the medications that people are getting, and they be all like, it's going to cost you $15,000 a month for this pen every 2 weeks. And it's all like, really? It's like life. We're gambling with people's lives.
No, literally.
And it's like, I understand you this is technology and you were smart and you created it and you can market it like that, but I also believe it's a little douchey to be all like,
it's a lot of douchey.
I'm gonna just charge you this much because I want to be rich.
Because I can. It's a lot of douchey.
And it's all like, I feel like that's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is America and this is the land of, being a entrepreneur and stuff like that. But it's like, man, somebody's like gonna die. And you can be all like, well, they're gonna die anyway before I made my stuff. And it's all like, yeah, but still, bro, like if it was your mom or your uncle or your,
right.
I mean, you reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? You can make it more affordable and you'll easily clean up because so many people need 100%. It.
Which is why there's so many dupes coming out of the Ozempic. So basically he was saying the regular one, it's like a 15% weight loss in a year. Manjaro, I think is like 21%. And there's a new one coming out next year that's going to be like 24% weight loss. And so I'm just like, it's crazy. I want to go back to you're talking about Cartman actually needing it and him being a kid. There was an 8-year-old who her mom put her on Ozempic and feels horrible about it every day, but she was a morbidly obese 8-year-old. Probably should feel bad about that part. And
yeah, how did she get morbidly obese when she's 8? Yeah,
but the doctor was like, look, like she's about to have serious problems. So the mom ended up putting her on it. But he also, for this book, went to Japan, to the schools out there. And Japan's got it figured out for nutrition. At the schools.
They're generally.
Yeah.
They have PT at work.
At the schools,
Like
they have.
Some buildings.
It's a requirement for every school in Japan to have a nutritionist. And it's an actual, like, you have to go to school for a certain amount of time to become the nutritionist for the schools. Every single day, they have to cook them fresh food, nothing processed. Like, it's the law. Fresh food. Has to be a vegetable, has to.
The food in
and
Japan is way better.
He's like, I'm looking at this food these kids are eating, and it's like, he was telling, he was on Jay Shetty. He was telling him, he's like, it looked like something we would eat at Nobu, which is that super fancy restaurant in LA.
That's why I don't know about it.
I only know about it because the Kardashians, I watch that. Anyway, so he was like, he couldn't believe it. He goes, so then I started asking all these kids, what's their favorite food? And one was saying broccoli.
Mm-hmm.
One said white fish. One said rice. And he's like, what the heck? So then he looked up pictures of lunch in America and Britain, England,
carton,
whatever.
Milk, carton, milk.
And he showed them pictures. And he said the kids were mortified. They were like, where's the vet? What? Like, mortified.
That's what Michelle was talking about. When she was, I'm like, bro, like, that's exactly. Why do you think our kids are obese? We sitting here pretty much putting McDonald's in front of their food, in front of their face in elementary school.
Right.
And that's what they're going to want and gravitate to, all this processed stuff. I'm all like, dude, when I watch the documentaries that made me go vegan, it was just all like, bro, I guess this is ridiculous. We are just like the pharmaceutical company playing games with food too. And then depending on the neighborhood you're in,
so obese.
You ain't got no Whole Foods. How come ain't no Whole Foods in the hood?
Excuse me.
How come ain't no Trader Joe's and the stuff that got the natural stuff?
Because technically, I live in the hood. I gotta drive. Stuff. Actually, we got a Sprouts now, not too far. So let me stop. But but no, seriously, and it's like the fact that they have to cook fresh food. Like, it's the law, nothing can be processed, and they incorporate it in what they're teaching their kids. He said that only 4% of the population in Japan is obese because Ozempic just got approved there, and the sales are like non-existent because they don't need it.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's not like they don't eat out there. They love to eat out there. But on the other very extreme side of that, he was also saying in the workplace out there, you have to like wear this watch that tracks your steps. So he said he went somewhere and you walk into work and it takes a picture of your face. Then it's like, hi, Z, welcome. You walked 12,000 steps yesterday. Good job. Your bunkmate, Sally, didn't weigh herself yesterday. Encourage her to weigh herself. And the bosses get held accountable.
Bunkmate? What kind of job is this?
Up.
Okay, all right.
Workmate,
you made it seem
cubicle mate, whatever.
All right.
I think I was thinking of a Black Mirror episode in my head because it's wild.
Yeah, because that's how you made it sound. That's exactly how you made it sound.
But the bosses get held accountable and they get fined if their employees gain a certain amount of weight. And they encourage them to take pictures of their food so you can look and see what Bobby was eating. That's pretty extreme because what happened was their obesity rate went up like 2% and they freaked out. So that's what their solution was. Like, hey, Mr. Employer, you're going to get fined if all your people gain this weight.
I'm all for it because I feel like
that's insane.
What is it? The means outweigh. What's that saying?
Start it over again?
Something outweigh the means. The justification outweighs the means. Or the means. It's a means to an end. It's the point. And that's more important, being like, oh, well, that seems extreme. Well, I'd rather be extreme.
Your employer is crazy.
With this, other than being extreme and out, everybody's like, oh,
your employer trying to hold you accountable for what you eat and then getting fined if you get fat is crazy. However, the schools, I'm absolutely on board for that. Like, why don't they just do something for that?
The same thing with adults.
So the point of this guy's book is like, how do we change it so that everybody's not on Ozempic? Apparently, allegedly, people are being told to not put any more, what is the word I'm looking for? Investments or stocks into fast food or ice cream confections because apparently it's going down because people are trying to do better, which I think that's great.
Is it going down?
But I don't know.
I don't feel like it will, because I feel like the more important thing is money. That's honestly, that's what the problem is. We're pushing food and thinking that like money is the bottom line over health. With cars being recalled, like you knew about this defect in this vehicle before you pushed these however many million cars out. But you're like, well, let's wait and see how many accidents happen before we have to do a recall. Versus being like, let's just scrap it and start over because we know this is a problem and it's going to cost us money, but it's going to save lives. Nope, we ain't thinking about that. The same thing with the food. Again, with the stuff, it's all like, we're going to pump this stuff out. We're going to just produce it. We're going to mass produce it. We're not going to think about the long-term effects of the planet and people's health because we're more worried about the bottom line and making that money. It's the same with the confections and the preservatives. Like it all, the medical it's all the same.
No, there was
Bottom
a drug
line.
he was talking about before Ozempic. There was a different drug that came out, and it turns out a side effect was like something, I can't think of the name of it, but it's an actual condition that messes with your breathing to the point where you will either die or you have to be on oxygen for the rest of your life. And somebody was on record in a meeting saying, "Oh well, you know, worst case scenario, we'll just have a bunch of fatties on oxygen for the rest of life," or something crazy like that. And I was just like,
Wally.
that's
Remember that movie?
insane. Yes, I do. Dad loves that movie.
Yep. That was the message. And I was all like, how many people saw Wally and ate better for 2 days? And then was all like, or left Wally and went to McDonald's. Like, that was the message in Wally. Everybody
It's
was
just
rolling around
bonkers to me.
and nobody saw each other's face. And it was all like, the warnings are there.
Yeah.
T2 and Skynet, but we're still using AI, me included, because it's so convenient.
ChatGPT.
The warnings are there, and we don't even care.
It's true. And I get it because it's hard. I love to work out. I've been working out forever, but I struggle. My relationship with food, it's a struggle. I stress eat. I happy eat. I munchy eat.
You try to eat this bread. It ain't even real, y'all.
Shut up. But your relationship with food is a struggle just because of, I feel like our generation grew up on fast food, a lot of us. And so but if you just take Ozempic and you don't actually work on your relationship with food, you're just going to take Ozempic for the rest of your life. He said he knows one person, he has one friend that stopped it and she's maintained because she literally changed her whole entire life. And that should be the goal. I think it should be something that severely obese people who are at risk need it, or, people with heart problems who need it. And I think it should be a plan. The dosage should only be a certain amount, and it should be an actual plan to get you to the weight, but also to change your life. I don't think, and I know there's no way to really control this because money talks, but the fact that these celebrities could just go grab it. And I don't understand how people don't care about the long-term effects of stuff. That's why I stopped getting eyelash extensions, because I was like, what's the long-term effects of this? Like, I feel like this is kind of new. We really don't know. It's super close to my eyeballs. I'm going to stop doing that. So I stopped getting fake nails put on. I don't even want to do gel anymore. I just have a job and my hands need to look presentable. I'm just trying to figure out an alternative. If anybody knows an alternative out there, please feel free to let me know.
The purple on your nails is presentable?
Don't play with me. Yes. Purple's the color of royalty. And my new company I work for, they're purple. So
yeah, in the military, they say it needs to complement the skin. I'm gonna just let you sit on that. So, but yeah, because I work out. Callie was actually talking about me. She was all like, "You gotta work out for like 3 hours a day." And I was like, first off, if I worked out for 3 hours a day, I'd be a bodybuilder.
It'd be nothing if you didn't eat right.
And that's the thing, because I be trying to get like the bottom. I know how, because I did it before. I was like 10% body fat. And I remember that 70% of it is how you eat. I was 31.
Okay.
Yeah. And 10% body fat. Right. But I was on deployment. I was on the way. It was I could choose specifically what I ate. And I thought it'd be better when I had more options. It was you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I know what I need to do. And it's all like, I'm not horrible. I'm not what I personally want to be, because I want to have the bottom, like it doesn't like 2 packs right there, but it's like one thing. That's how it looks like. I want to look back like that, and I know if I changed my diet that would happen. But I'm at the point where I'm all like, do I really want to change my diet? Like, no. So I was looking at other alternatives.
Yes, this is actually why I wanted to talk about this with you, because I know you're open to cheat.
That was going to be my next question. I was going to say, like, so
would you be open to doing Ozempic?
Can I get it at Walmart?
No.
Walgreens.
But there's an app now that you can literally do a little and get them mailed to your house. Are you going to take Ozempic for
You can get them mailed to your house?
For research? I really don't want you to get thyroid cancer or pancreatitis, but if that's a risk you're willing to take.
Out of all the things you said that are possible, I just don't want the double-headed dragon. That's what I don't want.
The pancreatitis that comes with that.
Well,
and that lady, when she had her pancreatitis, had only been on Ozempic for 6 weeks.
I mean, that's like over a month, so it's not like
6 weeks is not that long.
I actually got the Nikita, the actress.
They're called GLP-1, so they're not all called Ozempic, but Ozempic.
The actress from Nikita, that she's in Die Hard 4. She was kicking. She's Asian. She's very skinny. Okay. Anyway, she has a little commercial for some stuff. I was like taking beet juice, and I just replaced it with my beet juice. And I was all like, oh, okay. So it's supposed to be for gut health, but it just suppresses your appetite.
Yeah, so suppressing your appetite forever is not that great. You need to get the right amount of protein, et cetera, for your body to function properly.
Well, I mix it in with protein and creatine, and that's like my shake. So
do you think that your 2 scoops of protein is enough for your body?
I also eat actual food. I eat like one meal.
Well, you don't eat meat. You're vegan. So where do you get your protein?
In the stuff I eat.
Protein
is in vegetables, first off.
Okay.
Only thing that's not there is B12, only because it's washed off
Which
here in America.
Are your protein
all of the vegetables. Okay. All right. I eat a meal. It's pretty big. I think it shouldn't be pretty big because I'm probably eating the same amount of calories I would eat. I eat a meal and then I do the shake. So I'm like, okay, so I can do if it's since I know it suppresses the appetite, then I don't really eat breakfast. So I work out.
Chickpeas, beans.
Yeah, I have all that.
Okay.
But I need to work out earlier and then eat and then take it because I used to do intermittent fasting,
which is great.
Successfully. I successfully with intermittent fast. And it was the same thing. And everything I hear about intermittent fasting is just super healthy. But like we're talking about, on the lazy side right now with the diet. The working out though, like hour and a half of working out, I'm 1,000 calories a day.
I mean, the time you work out doesn't matter. You can do 30 minutes a hit. And
it's just 1,000 calories a day is to go. I'm all like, I remember when I was burning.
Oh, to burn.
Yes.
I thought I meant to eat. I was going to say.
I remember I was burning 1,000 calories a day, and I was all like, I'm good with like, this is good. My shoulders was big because I had the battle rope. So if I got the battle rope, jump rope, and then I end with the cardio along with the weights, I do that every day, like hour and a half. That's cool.
So then how many calories are you eating?
I have no idea.
Well, intermittent fasting is great. I was doing that and getting success with it. I want to go back to it. My struggle is since I work out at like 4:30 in the morning, I don't know if I'm doing my body a disservice by waiting till noon to do something. And then especially on leg days, I'm like ravenous. So I just want to make sure that's okay. And then I'll probably go back to it because yes, definitely successful. But the question is, since you're open to cheat, not in your marriage, just in your fitness journey, would you try Ozempic?
Well, I don't want the double-headed dragon. The decision that I chose, one is I feel like it would be a yes if like I was gonna do the 48-hour abs thing with the air scope, but they was asking for like $6,000. I'm all like, bruh.
I know a girl who does body sculpting.
Like actual body sculpting is like bodybuilding. So you're talking about the body sculpting, like air sculpting. You know, a girl that does it, I wouldn't do that. I don't. So the side effects, okay? Because I be like,
she also does
people out getting BBLs,
instant
and be
BBLs that last
exactly
for a few days,
exactly.
and you shove your cheek into this thing and it like sucks it up and it's super painful. She's like laughing when she's telling me about it.
That sounds horrible.
But she showed me some before and after pictures, and these girls went from
for how long
pancakes to Patty LaBelle
For
cakes.
how long?
Only for the girl was going on vacation.
And then after that, what happens?
Yeah. That was it. She just wanted it for vacation.
Yeah, but then after that, it just goes back to regular.
It just goes back to normal.
There's no side effects?
No.
I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe
But
that, bro.
also, real life BBLs, you even have to work out to sustain that. That's people don't understand. That's why
That's
it's walking around looking all gross. Like, you have to still work out to maintain these things.
So if I work out and maintain this, I mean, I'm getting bigger gradually because it's like, I'm lifting weights and I'm looking into, I do, more volume because I'm also getting more aged. You know what I'm saying? So higher reps because I do got my joints is, how my joints are. But I'm gonna work out. That's it's gonna happen to be healthy and to like live a long life and to still be able to like run around with my kids and stuff like that. So I feel like I'll just because I don't by no means do I look bad. You know what I'm saying? I just personally would like to look better.
For sure.
Like my definition of better.
I agree with that.
So
I don't think I would ever do it. Just like I used to be like, I'm getting a tummy tuck. I've talked about this before. And then I was like, no, I don't think so. I really just want to find something that's sustainable for me for the rest of my life. So that's kind of what I'm focused on doing and really working on my relationship with food. Now, people who have heart problems and stuff, and technically I have high blood pressure. That's actually a big motivator for me too, to try to figure this out so I can lose weight because I don't want to have to continue to take blood pressure meds.
I think intermittent fasting is your go-to.
Yeah, for sure. I think I'm probably going to go back to that, but I can't see myself being like, well, let me just do this Ozempic real quick. I need to know. I need long-term studies.
But the stuff is like, that's how I use it. Like I was like, oh, I can just, since it suppresses the appetite anyway, I can use this as an intermittent fasting tool. I just got to I'll just take it later. Instead of taking it in the morning, I'll just take it after I eat. And then it'll be like my last meal of the day. Ideally, not there yet. I'm still eating like chips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
I just got plantain chips today. Water's important. I try to drink a whole gallon a day.
That's what I was doing too. I was doing 75 hard, so 2 workouts a day.
Oh
45 minutes. So I was like, well,
hard
hour and a half is 45 minutes. So I'll just run my calories out once because, I don't have time to just be working out twice a day.
So then you weren't doing it for real. Anyways.
No. Now I don't have time to do that. When I was doing it.
Oh, okay. So that's the end of that. Do we want to touch on the other topic or are we out of time?
I mean, there's no time limit. We talk for however long we want.
It's true, but I also remember how I said I wake up to work out at 4. What time is it?
It's not even gonna take that long.
It's 7:55. So we could just touch on this real quick. When you sent this to me, I wanted to talk about it for sure because Trace was obsessed with this when he was little.
Has he seen the...
He has not. But he has been asking me to revive his YouTube channel that we had for a little bit. And I'm low-key like, Trace Toy Review? Because there needs to be a predecessor. Somebody need to slide in. Basically, what we're talking about is Ryan's Toy Review, which I think now has morphed into Ryan's World. He's this cute little Asian kid.
He was a cute little Asian
kid. He was very adorable. His dad's hair pissed me off then. It still does now. But whatever.
Still got to do with anything.
And he's been on YouTube since he was 4. He's the richest YouTube creator. He's the only, I won't say only, but he was the first creator to have a float in the Macy's Day Parade. He was the first creator to have
I was like, what the heck?
toys in stores and Walmart and stuff. Like, kids were obsessed with Ryan's Toy Review. Here's the thing. Ryan's going to be 13 and his voice is a lot of octaves deeper and he's still running around a house in the cave.
And he's tall. He
got a little facial hair
he's still
coming
trying
in.
to play the part. Oh, Red Viper.
His voice ain't even
Actually,
that high.
He's not even like doing the fake voice. He's like, oh, Red Viper. Wow. I'm trying to act like a kid because I'm supposed to be a kid, but this isn't really what I would think about.
His views are going down, and basically they're saying his parents are making him work.
It's a bunch of memes. They're like, he's like, help me, let this man retire. And he made
Somebody
26
said,
million.
let Unc retire in the comments.
I feel like, I don't know if he still wants to do it. It's easy to look.
I can't tell.
It's easy to look and be all like, dude, he doesn't want to do this. But I don't look at him and think he's an actor by any means. So I feel like he's acting the way he's been acting.
It's hard to tell. He doesn't do any interviews without his parents, which I understand because he's a minor. But they could be in the room and still let him talk. They're like right there on each side. they were talking about how he has controlled screen time for homework and stuff, which I think is great. But I don't know. I get a weird vibe for sure watching it. And they made, I think they said 100 million. So it's like, why does he still need to do this content? Or why can't he pivot? Like, what was the example? There's these girls called the Gym Sisters who used to do little kid stuff. Now they're teenagers. They repost their old kid videos for kids to watch still. But then they also have their own separate channels where they're doing teenage things. And they straight up told their fans, hey guys, we're teenagers. We're doing the best we can. We're doing teen things now, but we will repost our old content for you. Yeah. I think that's definitely something that could be done more, because at what point does it become creepy? For me, some of these videos, I will see my son watching, and it's like wholesome content, but it's like grown men doing it, and that's so weird to me. Like some of it,
it's not like not Teletubbies, but the guys, the Wiggles.
That's not the same.
Isn't
That's not the same,
isn't it?
The Wiggles was a singing group, and they were like singing songs to teach something. These are grown men on YouTube.
I feel like that was their stick. They were like, yo, we can make money just being all like, red is our primary color.
You think they created that themselves?
Red. That would be like 1 million views on kids YouTube.
No.
Because I thought about it myself. I was all like, bro, kids YouTube, very, very easy.
Well, it's like the one guy who used to be a corn star who now has the kid show. Orange and Blue. What's his name?
What?
Yeah.
Excuse me? Why? I feel like it's like, your past is your past, but I would be lying if I didn't say that doesn't bother me.
What is his name?
But in the world. Does he have little fake glasses and a hat? I feel like I know what you're talking about. I feel like Caleb be going to his. He doesn't look like a corn star at all.
I can't look it up because I'm using the P word. They're like, what are you doing on here?
How did you find this out?
On TikTok.
And what were they saying on TikTok? They were like, he should not have this. There is no redemption for him. I liked him better when he was doing. Is that what they were?
No, they were laughing about it. And that black girl's on there too.
What black girl?
And she wears
she also used to be a corn star? And now she's doing kids content?
Oh my God, no. What's his name? Blippy.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Blippy.
Like a successful by the world standards corn star? Or like he had a couple movies out there. So technically he was
Maybe I should say alleged because I haven't researched this myself.
Yeah, all right. Anyway, Ryan, okay. To prevent him from going that route, I feel like they should go ahead and stop it. Because I think it was like talking about, she looked at the wrong thing. You're about to get tagged. Are you on my internet? Please don't get my stuff messed up.
He used to poop on people. Anyway, Brian, I definitely think, I don't know, they should definitely let him start moving more to teen content.
I feel like it's up to him. The guy that made the video was all like, you can't, any teenager these days, they're going to be talking about him. I'm all like, you just said my man's made 26 million one year and then like 20 something else million the next year. I think nobody's going to care.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. Like, bro, you made a lot of money. So at what point do you let your kid be like, so what kind of content do you want to make? Because I do not think they're having that conversation with him. I just don't.
What other content could he make?
I don't know. What video games does he play? If
he plays video game, I mean, I would have marketed towards his generation that grew up with
That's what I'm saying.
And been all like, yo, I'm transitioning into this.
Yes, that's what I mean. Because I'd see where he's going with his JoJo Siwa reference because, she was still... She was still marketing to younger kids too. And it's just like, but yeah, no, Trace used to watch him. And that's why he asked to start his YouTube video channel. And we did when he was like 4 or 5 that we moved here and I had to get a real job and, whatever. But he's been asking about it lately. And I'm low-key like, my kid's pretty cute. I think he's cuter than Ryan.
I feel like he's definitely cuter than Ryan. I feel like the little thing I did when I was testing footage for here, I had my niece and my nephew sit here and just talk for a minute, and then I edited it. But I didn't even need to edit it. I just edited a minute, and I was all like, "This is interesting to me," and I don't think it's just because they're my niece and my nephew, but I feel like their personalities was coming through, and I was all like, I was thinking about it. It's like a mini Deuces,
because
they're sister and brother. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, you know,
they both have T names.
And I'm all like, you know,
because he's been asking. Stop. And they've been asking, or he's been asking, really more so. She wants to do something with me, but he's been asking consistently, and he's obsessed with Beyblades. So I'm low key like, maybe we can have something. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, he's articulate.
Very. He's a freaking little genius and so cute. Trey Swain. Look out for him. He's the cutest little 9-year-old in the whole world. Come here, Trey. No.
This isn't a kid show. This isn't a kid show.
But yeah, I agree with the guy in the video. I definitely think his parents I don't think they're forcing him like, do this, you know, but I think
they're Asian, so it's like
I was trying to avoid saying that.
Yeah, they're Asian, so the tiger mom thing, that's like a stereotype. I don't know the history at all, but that's what I think about, and it's all like this is retirement. But it's like, you've made enough, you can market enough. My man was in the parade. He got like lunch boxes, so there should be like royalties.
His stuff still sell in Walmart.
So I feel like it's all like, all right, so okay.
But his voice is definitely deeper. I was like,
because it's creepy.
This fool is 13. I didn't realize that. Yeah. Because Trace used to watch it, and Trace is only 9. I was like, oh shoot, yeah.
He's old. He's old by kids.
So it's like, wrap it up, Ryan. Your days are over.
He's mad tall. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's over, guy.
His dad's hair is the worst. It's crazy.
Anyway, I don't know why you're talking about that.
But also, look out for Trace's toy review coming soon.
It'll have a better name than that.
For sure.
I hope.
Trace Wayne Says. Actually, I started a segment on social media with hashtag Trace Wayne Says, because some of the stuff that just comes out of my kids' mouth.
Those were hilarious.
It's crazy, you know? So I don't know. Something might be in the works. We'll have to film it here with my brother's expensive equipment instead of at my house. So
nothing is expensive about this. Definitely not worth coming to find out how expensive it is. You just want to talk about Ryan so you can talk about Trace? I
mean, yeah.
Is that what just happened? I thought that's what just happened.
Yeah. Well, that was my plug.
Not mad at it, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, you know, all 12 of our subscribers though.
We have 37.
You should have just said, we have more than that. You didn't have to give it a specific number.
But we're trying to get to like
38.
3,700, you know? So if you could just go subscribe on YouTube, iHeart, Audible, Spotify, Apple Podcast.
Break it.
You know? Follow us on the socials too. Insta, FB, X, TT. That's TikTok.
I didn't know. I was like, what is it?
You know, follow us. We like to post and things. Engage with us. We love it. Even if you're being a hater. I love the way it feels to be a hater. Have you heard that song? It's your theme song. You should have.
I'm not a hater.
Anyways, thank you so much for joining us for this episode. Clearly, I'm getting tired and delirious. So it's just everybody's catching strays right now. But most specifically, Ryan's dad for that hair.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have anything else to add? Of course you don't. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And should we say deuces? I did it first.
But you did it like knowingly. Let me do it before he does it. You want to be me so bad.
I don't. You want to be me though.